Hello and welcome to TRS News London. I'm Felix giving you the latest stories today. Many people have heard about London's greatest shame lingering throughout our everyday lives through its foul smell and gross appearance. Our greatest national embarrassment, the River Thames. But can the Mayor of London keep up the promise that the river will be swimmable in the next 10 years? Let's take this to our correspondent Iasmina, who has the story.
Stretching over 200 miles, the River Thames is a central part of the UK and its public water services. However, as many are already aware, the river is polluted with a large volume of sewage and other waste. One of the most significant causes to this issue is the operation of combined sewer overflows, which are intended to release excess wastewater into the river when there is an excess amount of rainfall to stop sewage. In 2023, the BBC reported that at least 72 billion litres of sewage has been dumped into the Thames since 2020, at least 14.3 billion litres in 2022 and 32 billion litres in 2021, making it the worst year recorded.
Unfortunately, this is not the only kind of pollution problem that our river faces. The Thames has some of the highest levels of microplastics of any river in the world. The issue has many contributing factors, such as the increase in single-use plastic items, the microplastics found in clothing and other materials, as well as the abundance of wet wipes thought to be flushable, creating reefs on the shoreline.
This growing problem is intrinsically damaging to both wildlife and humans. But how does this issue affect local areas and what needs to be done? Here's what Creekside Discovery Centre member Paddy has to say about it. What are your thoughts on the cleanliness of the Thames? How is this area affected by the pollution?
The River Thames is polluted. I wouldn't drink the water, I wouldn't swim in it, I wouldn't go into it unless I had to. That said, it was a lot more polluted in the past. So 200 years ago, the river was incredibly dirty. There was raw sewage flowing into it, and no one would have gone near the river at that time. We didn't have the same understanding of disease that we do now. It was just much, much dirtier, London and the River Thames. It's improved dramatically in the last 200 years, and especially in the last 60 or 70 years. But we're at a period in time where there's a lot of attention being drawn to the fact that there's unnecessary pollution entering the River Thames nowadays.
How has Creekside helped conserve the River Thames?
At Creekside, our mission is to inspire people to connect with the wonder of urban wildlife. So we are responsible for a little piece of the planet that we can have influence over. So we influence the River Thames by looking after Deptford Creek. It's connected, all our waterways join up, and we just want to protect this little river. We do a lot of work educating the community and working with local groups to bring them in and recognise and appreciate what lives here. Because first of all, you can't protect a place, or you won't feel compelled to protect a place unless you know something about it and you care about it. So we want to bring people in to build that connection in the first instance. We see plastic pollution and other types of pollution as symptoms of a larger problem rather than problems in themselves. We can change the materials, but what we really need to do is change people's mindsets and connect them with the natural environment that is our life web. It connects us to this planet, it supports our lives, so we need all of these living things around us.
Rubbish, repulsive and nasty, the conditions of London's roads are being obscured by horrendous sites of construction within the neighbourhoods. Thames Water had issued many problems within the plumbing system, causing households to either be left with dirty and unfiltered water or none.
Thames Water performances on water services towards their customers had warned that although the leaks were down by 10% from 2017 to 18, levels were still too high, and with an average of 19% of water supplies are lost in the network across the UK. United Utilities identified by the report of Thames Water having the worst leakage rates per person and warned that many areas of the UK leaks has drastically gotten worse last year and this year.
Thames Water, as we know it, is the largest water supply company in the whole of England. They acquired a large debt over the years, totaling to £15 billion, which has raised concerns with the public. This is because they have borrowed money from many sources, such as the Australian Infrastructure Bank, when they bought the company in 2006. By this time, Thames Water had consumed a debt of around £10 billion.
Critics are arguing that large amounts of money was extracted from the company through mainly loans and dividends instead of reinvesting it for improvements. Thames Water is currently in debt of around 80% of the company's value, making it the most indebted water company throughout the entirety of England and Wales. In result of this, Thames Water has mentioned increasing customers' water bills by 59% between the years 2025 and 2030.
As Thames Water tries to find a way to resolve the issue, their main priority is making sure that millions of customer services are not interrupted. For now, they insist that they can manage their debts effectively and carefully. But with the customers' demand and the rise of costs, the real question is whether they will be able to maintain this pressure. So, can the River Thames be swimmable in 10 years? Marlon Lawrence, the founder of an elderly group that swims in the Thames, quotes, "People do care about rivers and the environment, and they want the next government to take action." So, what are the government doing? Between April 2023 and March 2024, the Thames Water released sewage into the capital's waterway for almost 12,000 hours. That's equivalent to 504 days. Politics have been involved with several different approaches and views by parties on what needs to be done. Conservatives saying they will set out a plan for water which will essentially hold companies accountable and adds transformational investments to monitor the water. That's all from us today. Join us next week for more exclusive updates. This is Felix at TRS London.